Boom, boom, this is Ken, everybody. Welcome back to the channel. So I'm at the Azur Lane Venus website here on the wiki. So I thought we'd go ahead and go through the ships, since I've only been able to get 3 so far. So I haven't really been able to expand on what I've seen. So I thought I'd go ahead and use the website. So we're at the website here. This is a good website to go to here. You can see everything. You can see where you get all the foods that will allow you to complete the sticker book. You can get a picture of the Warner, and you can get update on that. And here are the ships. So let's go over the ships, and there's some skins that you want to get here. So let's go over these ships here, and let's see which ones are good. So far I've only got Hinoka, Monica, and the Gisa so far. I'm going to get Tengu. I'm well on pace to get her, and I'm well on pace to have enough to get her in the shop. So I should definitely have. So I'm really just making, on Kasumi and Marie Rose, because those are 2 that going to have to be based solely on construction, unfortunately, and Kasumi happens to be my favorite of the characters, so I have to see. Now let's take a look at these skills. Now I've already briefly looked at the only ones that really catch my fancy so far is Hinoka. She has an interesting modifier here. Now she is a battleship. So, rock, paper, cannon, salvo increases this ship's firepower by 50. Anything in parentheses indicates that once the skill is fully maxed. So that's what I'll be using for my statements, because you always want to fully max your skills. So 15%, and its armor modifier against light armor enemies by 12%. This is a pretty good skill right here. Most trash mobs, the mobs that you face before you actually fight the boss, are light armor. So they're designed to be. You want to get through them as quick as possible. This is going to give you a 12% armor modifier against them, allowing your firepower to you're going to do more damage, basically. A 12% decrease in their modifier. So that's pretty good. Okay, and in 5 seconds after the ship fires its main guns, it fires a random level 10 barrage using special ammo. I have to take a look and see how that procs. This one right here, this skill right here is interesting, and I think this is what might give us a consideration to use her in a fleet. But there's some caveats to this. The heal, okay, say when a ship fires its main guns, it heals 2 random ships in your fleet for 5% of their max hit point with a 75% chance. So it's going to proc quite often. Okay, 3 out of 4 times. The problem is it going to actually heal a ship that needs healing? When it says random, I want to know what they mean when they say random. Do they mean 2 random ships that need healed? Or do they just mean 2 random ships completely random? They could be healing ships that don't need healing. So that leads me to have a little bit of a sort of a, if it actually healing ships that need a heal, it's going to be really good, simply because it happens every time she fires its main guns. So you're going to be able, you can stack reload stuff on and make the main guns fire faster for all your ships. You can conceivably get 3 or 4. You're probably going to get 3 or 4. You could even get 5, possibly 6 out of it if the battle carries on long enough. So that's a pretty good heal, and it just says your fleet, so it could heal backliners too. You would, of course, want it to focus on your vanguard, which is, of course, where most of the damage is being sustained. But it's a free heal coming from a ship that's got pretty good firepower. So anytime you can get a heal from a ship that does power as well, it's good. So we'll have to see. But yeah, so I think Hinoka is definitely something you might want to consider. But again, we're going to have to see how this actually plays out in real fights, real battles, real sorties to determine whether or not. But we'll take a look. Kasumi. Okay, Kasumi is she's a heavy cruiser. Okay, Sakura pedal dance every 15 seconds after the start of the battle, and every time the ship lands 6 hits with a torpedo, it fires a level 10 barrage. Okay, so as the battle increases for 15 seconds after the start of the battle. So, and then with 6 hits. So it's going to require a little bit of an action, but it shouldn't be a problem. When this ship sinks an enemy, it increases the ship's firepower and reload by 5%. So it can be stacked up to 3 times for 15%. Additionally, after the ship sinks 3 enemies, the ship's accuracy by 15% for the rest of the battle. So you're going to see here, you're going to see an increase and her capabilities as the battle progresses. So it's not a bad skill set. In terms of fleet placement, I don't know, maybe. Again, we're going to have to see how some of this works out. So then we've got Marie Rose. She's a destroyer, and as we all know, the meta is not very set on destroyers. So we'll have to keep that in mind. So after the battle starts for 60 seconds, increases the ship's firepower and torpedo by 15%. When the ship takes damage, 10% chance to fire a level 1 special barrage. That always crits. That's good. So yeah, it's a torpedo. Definitely heavy on the torpedoes here. Increase the damage of this ship's first 3 torpedo launches of each battle by 30%. Put a couple URS torpedo sticks on her, and she might be pretty darn good. So by 50%. And then when the ship fires its torpedoes for 8 seconds, increasing your vanguard speed by 3 and evasion by 15% for the ship in the frontmost position of your vanguard. This is actually quite good. There's a lot of positives in these skills here for her. But she's a destroyer is the only problem about it. So she's going to take a lot of damage. But when she does take damage, she's going to be responding in kind. So this might actually be pretty good. Definitely something to look at. Definitely want to get her and put her in there and see what she can do. She's got a high speed stat too. Interesting. So Marie Rose is definitely something to look out if you're in need of a destroyer. But understand that destroyers, the meta is not for destroyers. They just take damage too fast. But she might have some potential. And then we got Misaki. Now Misaki, you should be able to get her from the event shop. It should also drop in some of the maps, so you should be able to get her easily. Humble part-timer. After the battle starts for 60, increase the ship's firepower and its armor modifier against light armor enemies by 15%. That's good. Anytime you have an armor modifier. Okay, if there are other Venus Vacation characters in the same fleet, increase the ship's anti-armor by 5 and decrease its damage taken from its guns by 12%. So this right here, she's going to be, if you want to build a Venus fleet, which I'm sure some people are going to try it, she's definitely what you want to have in your fleet for that. Because she's got both of her skills increase Venus characters. Every 20 seconds after the start of battle, fires a level 10 special barrage. Enemies hit by this barrage take 15% more damage from Venus Vacation characters for 8 seconds. So she's definitely the main ship if you're going to do a Venus fleet, which is probably why they're making her easily accessible, so that people who want to build a Venus fleet can get their quote flagship type ship. So definitely want to keep her in mind if you're going to build one of the fleets. So then we got Monica. She's a light cruiser. Okay, Joker card. Every 15 seconds after the start of the battle, fires a level 10 barrage using special ammo and poker ammo. Enemies hit by the special ammo take 10% increased damage for 6 seconds. Okay, a little damage modifier. It increases the shell velocity of this ship's equipped main gun by 10% when 5 enemy aircraft are shot down within the fleet's anti-aircraft range. Increases the ship's torpedo and anti by 12 seconds. So this right here would be a possible use in some of the later levels of the map where you're having a lot of anti-air. Okay, because allows for an increase in the anti-air by 12% after 5 planes are shot down. So you could use her in the end of the maps when there's a lot of planes and a lot of flak coming from that. That would be helpful. Okay, and the Gisa. So battleship. Okay, not so gentle sister. Every 18 seconds after the start of the battle, chance to fire a level 10 special barrage. Enemies hit by this barrage take 12% more damage from Misaki and Nagisa. Okay, so you're definitely going to have. So you're definitely going to have Misaki and Nagisa here has got another skill that works specifically in the Venus fleet with an increase in damage. So always plus. Decrease the damage ships take by 15% when this ship fires its main guns. Okay, that's pretty good. Got some survivability there. So if you're looking to build a Venus fleet, she would definitely be one that you want to possibly consider. And here's your Tengu. Now, your Tengu, she's an aircraft carrier. This is the one that you can only get from the event. So you need to definitely she can't be constructed, and so when this event goes away, she goes away. Okay, so you're not going to be able to get her. So if you need to focus on her, you need 10,000 points in that event. If you're wondering what event it is, take a look at my previous video on the Venus event that I have up on the channel, and I show you the event and how much you got to get and what the rewards are. So you definitely want to focus on her, and that is an excellent art, by the way. Okay, so here we got. So 5 seconds after the ship finishes loading its airstrike, it launches a level 10 special airstrike. Okay, so 2 airstrikes. Increases this ship's damage against BBs by 10% when this ship launches an airstrike. 70% chance to decrease damage taken for 8 seconds by a random ship in your vanguard. So that's not a bad skill. A random ship, it's in the vanguard, which is a plus. 70% chance. So that's a pretty good rate. And 8 seconds. So that's not a bad setup, actually. Is it? I'm not sure if it's game changing or anything like that. But if you're going to have a Venus fleet, I would definitely, of course, have her in it, simply because she's an aircraft carrier. So that's pretty interesting. So that's what we've got here. So like I say, I think Hinoka has the potential to be a pretty good ship. Okay, some of these others are pretty good. And if you're wanting to have a Venus fleet, you definitely got the ships to actually do it here. So it might be interesting to try and see how far you could go if you want to. I'm working on my IGN fleet, but I might do something in the future. But this random heal from Hinoka and the damage modifier against light armor is a plus as well. So we'll have to wait and see how this actually works in real battles, actually using them in sorties to make a determination as to whether or not there's something that you want to continually focus on. But you definitely want to get all the ships just from the terms of the fact that it's Azur Lane is a gacha game, and you want to make you're a collector. You want to get all the ships. You don't need to worry about multiple copies. You can use any of the bullets to actually limit break them if you do decide to bring them up. But Hinoka and Marie Rose might have a shot at possibly being included in fleets outside of a Venus fleet. If you're going to run them, we'll have to see. But yeah, so that's pretty good. I do like that. That's interesting. So yeah, so that's it. I just want to go ahead and get that out there, let you know. I'm on pace to get your Tengu, and like I said, I've got Hinoka. I'll be getting Misaki and Monica. I've already got. So I just need to focus on Kasumi and Marie Rose. But I wanted to get this out there so you know which ships to go for. But you want to try to get them all if you can. Like I say, the rate up is on, and it will be until the event ends in 12/9. So definitely want to get in there and pop it out. All right, so thanks a lot for watching the video. Remember to subscribe to the channel. And once you've subscribed, you'll see a bell. If you click on that bell, you get notified each time I do drop videos. This is Kenrier. I'm coming at you from the corner, signing out.